to the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy, for your boy, for your boy, for your boy. Also for your boy, fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wow, 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 lift it up.
Hello. Sorry, I had to run back to the seat, girl. Fix the AC. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all get in here. Get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. Today is Tuesday. Sorry, I'm early. Not sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm early. But I have a 1 o'clock appointment to go to, so I couldn't go on later. And I figured either now or never. And I'm pretty sure you guys would love to hear me at any point versus, even if it's replay game, versus not at all. You see what I'm saying? So I figured I'd come on here. Plus, a lot happened in the Diddy trial, and we have to get right on into it. Cassie was made a fool on the stand, and it literally told me that Cassie, sounds to me like Cassie wasn't too sure about her testimony, and that it's possible she could have been fed some of this testimony, because the way the stories kept switching, I wasn't quite sure what was going on. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to discuss that. We're also going to discuss updates on the 10. At first it was 11. I'm not slow. But on the 10 guys who escaped Orleans Parish Jail, 4 of them have been caught. Yesterday we had 3. Now we know we got the parlay. 4 of them been caught, but our boy is still safe. We're going to get into it, y'all. And then we're going to talk about Bossman Dlow. Who is Bossman Dlow, and why is he being exposed for being an undercover punk? Now, this is the gag. This is the industry. I think they're all punks. Y'all don't. I do. You feel what I'm saying? But ultimately, Bossman Dlow got exposed for DMing this boy, beautiful boy, for DMing the boy, and the boy exposed Bossman Dlow, and now they and his fans are running around here saying, well, it ain't that. You could tell that the conversation didn't go the way that he trying to make it out to be, so it ain't that big of a deal. But my thing is, if he's not gay, what is he having one-on-one conversations with the boy for? But that's a whole other story, and it goes to show that people will turn a blind eye to whoever, not whatever, but whoever they choose. But we'll get into it. You guys, come on in, get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hey, Jeremiah. And you sent me a super chat. Hey, handsome. Says Voodoo Tuesdays. Yes. Hey, honey. I miss you. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all, we got to get right into the video because I got to be out of here. I got to be off of here by 11 o'clock, okay? So, boom. Let's get into, first and foremost, let's start with the New Orleans suspects. Now, we done talked about it. They got a parlay out there. For those who don't know what's going on, this is what happened. So apparently, day before yesterday, Friday, Saturday, I can't remember. One of them days, the Annabelle doll was dropped off in New Orleans, and then all HE double hockey sticks break loose. One of the things that happens is obviously that plantation is set on fire. And then we also have, on top of that, oh, wait, before we get into that, I forgot my honorable mentions. Back it up. Back it up, you guys. Back it up. I got some honorable mentions before we get into the tea. And I carve out time for these, so y'all just back it up really quickly. Hold on right quick. Let's start with the first honorable mention, then we'll get right on into the tea, honey. Hold on. Let me see what this is. Okay, we still waiting on that. Hold on. We're going to get right on into the tea with this Diddy trial and this Bossman Dlow stuff and da-da-da-da. So you guys recall that Tory Lanez and Meg are still at it right now. Meg is free and doing music, and Tory is locked away. He was just allegedly stabbed up like 14 times, they say. Hold on. I'm sorry, I gotta respond to this. All right, my bad. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So he's been allegedly stabbed 14 times is what they say. I don't know if this is true. This is what they say, okay? So now his attorneys and others are fighting for him to be let out of jail. They say that he can't be safe in there. They also say that that basically, he didn't do it. Apparently, I want to say it was Meg's bodyguard who came out and said, Tory didn't pop her. It was Kelsey, which I believe from the beginning, because remember, Kelsey got the doggone immunity to testify. So all that happens, mind you, Tory ain't said nothing. His attorneys came out and said something. His father said something. Tory ain't opened his mouth. Here come Meg playing the doggone victim again. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. This is about my appointment, y'all. My bad. Okay, so now here come Meg being a victim per usual, and this is what she had to say. At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? You know, this is a very loaded statement because first and foremost, girl, we're just commentating on it. Granted, by proxy, you're reliving it, but nobody's purposely just sitting at home saying, how can I make Megan's life miserable today? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people are really just helping up for Tory. Okay, it says, at what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Mind you, Tory ain't say nothing. Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him/y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face. You were not physically, like, directly shot. Shrapnel hit her feet, but she was not directly shot. A gun went off, yes, but a bullet did not go in and out her foot. Let's really be clear about that, because see, this is the thing. First of all, if a bullet went in and out of Megan's foot, she wouldn't have been twerking the next week. Let's start there first. Secondly, yes, she was affected. She was injured. Yes, shrapnel and whatever else it was, glass and whatever it was, went into her foot. And yes, a blicky went off. Nobody's denying that Meg was hurt. Meg was hurt. But to say that she was straight up shot, that's a lie. That's just not true. It's just not. And you know what was crazy? And I knew this before, but this is when it really set in. You know, they set up there, the doctors that set up there and tried to testify on her behalf and literally said that she was shot, knowing good and well she wasn't directly shot. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I have to go ahead and forward this email really quickly for work. I'm about to give y'all a little commercial break, y'all. I'm coming right back.
Will somebody please deport me? Yeah, I need deported. Please deport me back home to my father who art in heaven. Yeah, I want to go. I want to be deported. Handcuff me and send me away to the Father. Cause there's so much going on this earth. It gets to me sometimes. Yeah. And in these times, I gotta remind myself of my beautiful qualities to help me keep on pressing. Such as, I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am unique. I am real and authentic. Yeah. I'm not like everybody else, cause I'm me, and that's alright. I am lovable. I am loving and I am loved. Yeah, I am healthy and I am wealthy. So until my father called me home, I guess I can't be deported, but I'm gonna be imported right here, right now, and enjoy my day, and I hope you do too. Peace.
I am so sorry, y'all. I'm multitasking. Sorry, I'm working and dealing with this. So, okay. So, but this is the thing. Again, Meg was hurt. Meg was injured. Somebody did something to Meg. I will never take that away from that. But Meg was not physically shot. And if you've ever either seen someone be physically shot, if you've ever been around someone who was physically shot, if you've ever even YouTubed someone being physically shot or Googled somebody being physically shot, you would know that Meg was not physically shot. Was she injured? Yes. Did she have shrapnel in her feet? Yes. Did it look like something else was hit and it hit Meg's feet? Absolutely. Without a doubt. There's not a question there. But physically shot, I'm not getting that. I'm sorry. That's not what I saw. Okay. So boom. So then she goes on to say, like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? This is messed up because Meg is making it seem like she's a one-off. Like she's the only person as a celebrity that's been talked about. Girl, us bloggers get dragged. It's par for the course. You don't get to sign up for one portion of this and not the other. 1 minute him/y'all said, I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. Mind you, your doggone bodyguard said that. I'm sick of this SHIT. Leave me the F alone. He ain't dare get out on that stand and deny he shot me. That's true. And on that stand and deny he shot me. And that's his choice because he knows he did that SHIT. Now, there she has a point. There she has a point. Okay? Because at the end of the day, he never got on the stand and say, I didn't do it. So you did it. I'm with her on that. Yes, Chalk Dog, shot is shot. And she was not shot. Shot, you're absolutely right. Shot is shot and she wasn't shot. Period, point blank. But she has a point when she says stuff like, yo, you didn't say you didn't do it, so you did it. I agree with her. And that's why he's where he belongs. Okay? Let's really be clear about that. So then she goes on to say, I don't give a F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Meg Thee Stallion, have to lie? Because, girl, you are a liar. You've lied. We've caught you in so many lies, Meg. You are a pathological liar. That's the question you should look in the mirror and ask yourself. Megan Pete should get in the mirror and either talk to Meg Thee Stallion or Megan Pete and ask Megan Pete or Meg Thee Stallion, why do I get on these people's internet and lie? You have lied, Meg. That's a very good question. You should get in the mirror and say, Meg, why do you lie? Because you be lying. We're not making this up. We physically caught you in lies. You've admitted to lying. Okay? This is what I worry about the most. This is what I worry about the most in the trajectory in which way we are going as a society, especially in the Black community. Y'all are allowing victimhood to absolve y'all from responsibility and accountability, and it's grinding my gears. Y'all are allowing victimhood. Same thing with Cassie. Y'all are allowing victimhood to overshadow justice and truth and facts. And it's bothering me and grinding my gears. Yes, Meg was a victim of something. Yes, something happened to her foot. But Tory is not the one on here saying that he didn't do it. Now, granted, it is said through his attorneys and other people on the internet, but everybody's not getting paid to speak their truth. Some people just feel like, yo, like you're untrustworthy, and there's a lot of questions. Meg is dragging this, and you know what? To be completely honest, I'm gonna be real honest. I believe that this is why Meg's career will never go anywhere, because, like Nene said, you never win when you play dirty. I believe in my heart of hearts, this is why Meg's career is never going to go anywhere. Only people going to be listening to Meg's music is the hotties, because Meg has scarred her own character with, not even from the beginning, not even the first couple years, but the way she's been dragging this thing. A lot of people don't want to deal with Meg. Plus, she rap about the same stuff over and over, but a lot of people don't want to deal with Meg. That's why every time you turn around, she's talking about who she like. Oh, I love Doechii. I love Doechii. You don't love Doechii. You want to hop on Doechii's bandwagon like you did to Nicki, like you did to Cardi, like you did to all the other girls. Let's really talk about it and say the quiet part out loud. You don't give a damn about no Doechii. She only was running behind Doechii to do exactly what she did to the other girls, siphon off their energy in hope that it'll catapult her all the way up into fame and stardom beyond her wildest dreams, and it's never happening. I think this is her karma. I do. I really do. So to finish off, she goes on to say, how y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same SHIT for years. Tory, please leave me alone. Tory ain't said nothing to you. See what I'm saying? It's the gaslighting. Tory, leave me alone. Tory has not opened his mouth to you. You an effing demon. I'm off that silly internet. Bye. Let me tell you something. If you believe in karma out there, then you got to know Meg gonna pay for what she doing. It just is what it is. So Meg has said that. Hold on, let me see what this other slide is. Oh, that's the bodyguard. I'm sorry, that's the attorney. So Meg has said that obviously to gaslight, and only people really biting on that are the hotties. I'm gonna be honest. Those are the only people who biting on it. Everybody else can see through Meg's BS. Literally, everybody else can see through her BS. Like, no cap. Literally, everybody can see through her BS. And on the flip side, Tory has representatives fighting on his behalf. Again, if Tory's not going to come out and testify that he didn't shoot Meg, then guess what? Tory, you right where you belong. Now, do you belong to be, should you be stabbed? No, but it is what it is. U.S. Representative Florida's 13th congressional district calls on Governor Gavin Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez. Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. It says, I'm calling on Governor Newsom at California governor to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecutorial bias. Justice must be blind, but not driven by headlines. Free Tory. Now, this is some Republican representative in Florida. I'll say this. Tory seems like he has more people in his corner than Meg, and that says a lot to me. You see what I'm saying? Tory seems like he has more seemingly unbiased people in his corner than Meg. Meg has Rock Nations and the hotties. That's what I see. But ultimately, I feel like whatever's going to happen, let it play out in court. If Tory's attorneys are able to come to court and show that, yo, this was tried wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, I think that they should just let it go. And Meg, at the end of the day, if he's found not guilty on this other time, then it is what it is. Go on with your life. And the same thing with Tory. If you found guilty, then sit your ass down because you should have said something from the beginning. Period, point blank. But I just wanted to add that first honorable mention. Now, I want to go over here to another one really quickly. Hold on. So, did y'all see Denzel get into it? Did y'all see Denzel get into it with a photographer? So Denzel is at this red carpet, and him and a photographer at Cannes Film Festival have this heated exchange. It says, woo, Denzel had a few words with a photographer at Cannes Film Festival who touched his arm. Denzel isn't the only celeb who's found himself in this position, though. In the last few years, actress Massey Tavers and Kelly Rowland were spotted giving Cannes staff the business due to their behavior as well. Can I say this? When I went to speak to my spiritual advisor, One thing she told me was, don't let people touch me. She said, because there are people who are trying to siphon off your energy and they're going to try to touch you to do so. So when she told me that, I never thought about it, which I don't hardly ever rarely get touched or whatever the case may be. So when she said it, I was just like, wow, I never thought about that. And then I start thinking about these doggone celebrities, and they don't like people touching them too. And I can imagine the situation when you around random multiple people all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to get into I'm sorry, y'all. I'm reading. Let's get into the video of Denzel and the cameraman. I can't play the music, but that's him and the cameraman getting into it, and Denzel all in his face like woo-de woo-de woo. If he physically touched him, I don't blame him. A lot of these people, girl, look at Spike Lee. Looking like he did when he played in the Malcolm X movie, and it was over there down when it was red. Girl, Spike Lee look a mess. So anyways, I don't blame Denzel. You know, the first thing popped in my head when I heard that he had got into it with the people that put their hands on him. Y'all know how my brain went, right? This the first thing popped in my head.
Yeah. Hey, you get your fucking hands off me.
Simeon said he grabbed Denzel twice hoping to get punched so he could sue. Of course. That's what they do, girl. And Denzel did a good job. He did a really good job. He really did. But girl, Denzel not playing with these people, girl. And he looked like he could really fight in real life. I don't know why, even in his old age, Denzel still fine to me. Is it just me? All right, let's move on, y'all. I want to get into... Hold on, is this it? I want to get into the inmates, girl. Let's get into the inmates. So y'all know the inmates in New Orleans had escaped from prison, right? Now, we talked about this yesterday. Now, we have a parlay on who all got caught, right? Now, 10, 11, they said 11 originally, but I saw how they easily dropped it down to 10. But 11 to 10 to 11 inmates escaped in New Orleans and had been roaming the streets of New Orleans all on Bourbon Street the whole time. One of them went by his baby mama, got high off some perks. He got caught. Another one was downtown on Bourbon. Two of them was downtown on Bourbon. I think they got caught. Well, one more person has been caught. But before we get into it, I want to play the news clip for people who didn't see yesterday's show so they can understand why we're here and what's actually going on. So there's a parlay on the internet on who all's gonna get caught and who's gonna be the last and who's not gonna get caught at all, okay? And that's what we're right now checking our parlays to bet on, okay? Let's get into the story of what happened with these dudes.
Violent criminals, and they escaped.
Authorities say a total of 10 inmates busted out of the Orleans Parish facility in the early hours of Friday, taking advantage of defective locks on multiple jail cells. Stunning photos showing the getaway path, a hole behind the toilet with this taunting message, "Too easy, LOL."
The failure in the jail system should never have happened.
The inmates were on the run for at least 7 hours before jail employees realized they were gone, officials taking even longer to notify the public.
One of the escaped inmates captured right here in the French Quarter, the busiest and most important tourist hub here in New Orleans. It's only about 2 miles from that jail.
This morning, only 3 of the 10 fugitives have been recaptured. An internal investigation underway at the jail after the sheriff said her own employees may have helped in the stunning jailbreak.
We think this was intentional. There is much more than meets the eye.
And Robin, the governor wants a full state audit of this facility. In the meantime, authorities are trying to incentivize more public help. They're boosting the bounty on each of those inmates' heads to $20,000 each. Robin.
These are violent.
So there you go. Those are the violent, allegedly, criminals who had escaped and was running the streets of New Orleans. Now, it don't seem like the boys was there to commit crime. Seemed like they was really outside to get drunk, get high, go get them a little cooch or something, and then going on back in. That's what it seemed like to me. Now, as of yesterday, 3 of them was caught. But fast forward, another one was caught. So now we up to 4. But before I show you the 4th one, I want to show you, well, no, let me show you the 4th one so you can see who this dude is. And I'm going to show you why I believe he should have been caught, and why it makes sense. Let me see. All right. Let's get into the guys. Now, our parlay so far has been on our boy, Jermaine Donald. This is Jermaine. This the one that we got the parlay on. They say, I didn't say it. They say at the least, Jermaine is going to be the last caught, if caught at all. That's who the parlay on. But I didn't realize that they had a parlay on all them niggas. But before we get to that, so far the ones who are caught are Gary C. Price, Kendall Miles, Robert Moody, and DeCannon Dennis, whatever. So far still on the run. We got Corey Boyd, Leo Tate, Jermaine Donald, Derek Groves, Linton Van Buren, Antonio T. Massey, and Gary C. Price. Now, see, this was a right here, Linton Van Buren. He was a wild card because apparently the parlay really is on Linton. See, the people is saying that Linton is the one that's not going to get caught if he's caught at all, because his name says that he's either been here before or he's very knowledgeable about navigating some woods or something like that. Now, I don't know how true this is, but the people is over here saying Linton is going to be the last one standing. Now, we started off with Jermaine Donald, and so far, Linton and Jermaine are still at large. Now, the parlay has been said that it's for the remaining guys that are still out there. If you are one of the people who had, let me get them on here. If you were one of the people who had Gary Price on your parlay, you just lost because Gary got caught. Okay, let's get into Gary getting caught and what happened over there. Y'all get the likes up on the video.
At Granger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving.
Let me turn down the ad. I hate ads. All right. Hold on.
Video captures investigators arresting the 4th of 10 Orleans jail escapees. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Meg Gatto. A source tells us state troopers captured Price on Good Drive in the east.
He was booked, Gary Price, for attempted murder before his escape, and now state troopers say they'll take him to a facility outside the area.
Price is the first arrest they've made since Friday. Now 6 escapees remain at large. Andres Fuentes is live at the NOPD 7th District with details on Gary Price's arrest.
John, Meg, just briefly speaking with neighbors in the area, they tell me that they didn't really suspect that Gary Price was hiding out in a vacant home there in New Orleans East off of Good Drive, but they say that they were glad that Troop Nolan was able to detain him, arrest him, and get him out of the area without really any sort of fuss. We were able to get some surveillance video that really captured the entire ordeal this afternoon. Around 6:30 or so, you really could see a good view of that home on Good Drive, Prentice Avenue, and then at Price exiting out of the home and officers surrounding the entire property. Price is then seen exiting with his hands up, surrendering to officers when he was told to get down on the ground. Now, Price was wanted for his connection to an attempted first-degree murder case, and this is the first inmate escapee arrest that police have been managed to make since this past Friday. 6 more inmates still at large, and Troop Nola emphasizes that there are hundreds of law enforcement agents, not only here in New Orleans, but across the region, surveying the area for all 6 of those inmates. And they stress that if you have any sort of information, to reach out to NOPD, Troop Nola, Louisiana State Police, the FBI, or Crime Stoppers. There is a $2,000 reward for each inmate if that tip leads to an arrest. But for now, putting live Andres Fuentes.
How much he said the award was?
Corey Boyd, who's accused of killing a man, charges, and Corey accused of killing a man during a car burglary.
Okay. Oh.
Since 1914, Johnson & Wales University has been a leader in hands-on.
All right. It don't matter. So apparently what they're saying is the last one who they caught was accused of unaliving somebody.
What does that have to do with press conference?
Let me back up.
Because the fact that you this funny
escapees. What are your thoughts on if anyone potentially assisted from the governor?
I want to see how much the reward was because I heard 20 racks.
I heard you guys say and other people, if you help these guys, you are exposing yourself to big-time felony charges, obstruction of justice, accessory.
All right, we've heard enough. If you helping them, you gonna get a charge too. Was it 20,000 or 2,000? I thought I heard 2,000. Now word on the street says 20,000, and this niggas out there hurting. Do you hear me? No wonder. And I'm figuring they went call old boy at the crib in the east because somebody must have called. Somebody must have called, girl, at $20,000 a head. Girl, I wish I knew what one of them niggas was. Was it 20 or was it 2? I thought he said 2. But people in New Orleans is saying that they getting that is 20. I don't know. 2,000 ain't worth it. 20, you going. Now here, you guys, Gary has been caught. So if you had Gary on your list of people on your parlay, scratch Gary off. It's like playing bingo. Gary is caught. Kendall, Robert, and the Cannon is caught. So far, we still got Corey, Leo, Jermaine, Derek, Linton, and Antoine still on the run. Now, I thought the biggest money was on Jermaine, but they say no, the biggest money is on Linton. Now, FanDuel has jumped into this, and FanDuel has a parlay on. If y'all want to go to FanDuel and hop on in on this, the whole premise of the parlay and the bet is basically to see who all gonna get caught and in what order. If certain people get caught. Now, the last parlay said Jermaine wasn't gonna get caught, and if he did get caught, he was gonna be the last one. But then people came back and said Linton got the ancestors on his shoulder. This is what they say. I didn't say it. They say Linton got the ancestors guiding him because of the name. They say that's a great granddaddy name right there. They say Linton gonna be all right. So I don't know. Place your bets on who you think is gonna make it out. I'm gonna stick with Jermaine because I started with Jermaine. I'm gonna have to stick with Jermaine. But if Linton make it through, I want him to make it too. So who knows? I don't know what kind of crimes these young men committed. All I know is they out for a short time, not a long time, and it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, I just want to give y'all the update on our parlays in case y'all were wondering what was going on. You feel what I'm saying? We still got 6 more on the loose. Hopefully them other 6 went somewhere other than New Orleans. I told y'all when niggas go be on the run mean round the corner in their granny house, hiding under the bed in the back room. Niggas don't be having nowhere to go. Girl, you did all of that to escape from jail and you went down the street. Girl, please. Anyways, let's move on. If your baby daddy one of them, I'm pretty sure you done got that lapine already. You got your lapita whacker, send them on back, okay? But if you are Jermaine or Linton's baby mama, please don't send them back. We got a lot of money riding on this, okay? Let's move on. Now, I want to get into Bossman Dlow. Somebody in the crowd, who is Bossman Dlow? Who is Bossman Dlow? This is a real question. So, Bossman Dlow has been outed. Oh yeah, let me give y'all this one more too. One more honorable mention, and we get right back into the show. So, Shedeur Sanders has signed a 4-year rookie contract with the Cleveland Browns at $4.6 million. So that's like a little over $1 million a year, and that's his rookie contract. Plus, with a $447,380 signing bonus. So you're looking at a little bit, almost close to $5,000, or a little bit over 5,000. I mean, 5,000, 5 million. I'm sorry. So congratulations to Shador Sanders. Boy, you better live up to the hype, because the way you done had black folks windmilling behind you, and the way your daddy done windmill, boy, you best to live up to the hype. Moving on. Where was I going? Oh, so Bossman Dlow, he was apparently exposed for being a punk under pressure. Okay. So Bossman Dlow, who's a rapper, has been exposed for texting or DMing a gay guy. Now, he knows the guy is gay. Shout out to the guy. The guy was straight up forward and was like, listen, baby, look, I'm a boy. And told him his boy name and everything. And Bossman Dlow was like, oh, man, that's crazy. I never talked to nobody like you. But you would think if Bossman Dlow wasn't interested, he would have gone on about his business. Now, mind you, when I seen the photos of the boy, I was like, how did he not know? You know what I mean? But ultimately, here we are. So now the boy, the punk, decides that he's going to go to social media and expose Bossman Dlow. This is what I think. I think two ways. I think number one, DL men should stop being DL and come out. But I understand the complexities of that situation and why that would be a hard thing to do. I'm not stupid. But I also believe that the punks got to stop exposing the boys. And the only reason, and don't get me wrong, as a woman, I can be selfish and say, no, keep exposing them because I want to know. Not that I would ever talk to somebody named Bossman Dlow anyway. So, you know, selfish me wants to say, no, keep exposing them. We want to know. But ultimately, you got to understand what you're dealing with and how you playing with people when you do such things. You see what I'm saying? So for that, I think that they should stop with all of the craziness, with all the exposure of these folks, because you never know what people are going to do. And in a heterosexual game like hip hop, these are the facts. Just like Diddy, y'all can say, "Oh, Diddy got money. Diddy could have came out. Diddy." The fact of the matter is, no, he couldn't have. In a hetero-dominated game like hip hop, you cannot be an openly gay rapper. You can't be an openly gay basketball player. Let's be honest. Let's say a quiet part out loud. You can't be an openly gay NBA player. You can't be an openly gay football player. If you do, you go fall by the wayside. Nobody cares. You can't be an openly gay rapper. I didn't make the rules. Okay? So Bossman Dlow and most of the men in the industry like him, because most of your faves is punks, they all be messing with boys on the side. This is not a secret. And you know what was crazy? When I went online and saw the amount of people that was helping up, like, oh, well, it's different because, see, he didn't respond, and right here you can tell a message was erased and deleted and whoop de whoop de whoop. And I'm over here saying, why is he in the DM of a punk anyway? Let's show you the guy. Beautiful, handsome guy. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful, handsome guy. This is the guy Bossman Dlow was in DM. I told y'all, in Black women, we have some of the blame in this too. We have popularized fat behinds and fat asses so much that now niggas don't give a damn what the fat ass is on. And this is no excuse, because I don't think that a man is, you can make somebody, gay. I don't think that at all. I think it's either in you or it's not. Period, point blank. Okay? But at the end of the day, now this fascination with ass has gotten so bad to where now the niggas is just going anywhere to get it. Okay? So, beautiful, handsome person. Don't get me wrong. This guy is a very beautiful person. Don't get me wrong. And I can understand why anybody would think that they would want to hop in the DM. If I was a DL man or if I was a gay man, I'd probably hop in the DM too, because he looked like he keep himself together. You feel what I'm saying? He looked like he keep himself together. However, comma, there's nothing wrong with even Bossman Dlow being in the doggone DMs. It's the fact that these men play heterosexual games but be winning homosexual prizes. I think that's where the problem is. Y'all be on here beating on women, not all of them, but some of these men be on here beating on women, disrespecting women, calling them everything but the child of God inside of the doggone albums, and disregarding them and fetishizing them and all this stuff, because the whole time that ain't really what you want. Or maybe you want that and the other. But either way, the facts are someone's not being truthful. Okay? So, here's the guy who claimed Bossman Dlow. Let me see if I can find Bossman Dlow so y'all can see him before we get into these receipts. Y'all get the likes up on the video. I want to show you guys Bossman Dlow. Here is Bossman Dlow. This is him. Let me see if I can find a better picture so y'all can really see. But this is Bossman Dlow. And let me tell you something. All them niggas going in and out of jail. All them niggas with all that stuff. Y'all think that's cute. You wondering why they in and out of jail? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Here's Bossman Dlow. He looks soft as Shaman. He looked like a punk. And I don't mean his mannerisms. I don't mean his clothes. I just mean he looks soft. He looked like you could doggone stick your pointer finger in his tummy and he go, He looks soft. But I tell y'all all the time, a lot of the girls in today's society like these soft looking ass niggas. I don't like it. I'm telling you now the type of man I like. I like a man who look like he could fight or who can fight. Who hands be dirty when he come home from work. Yeah, he might come home smelling like Earl or something. Bitch, put his shoes down, his shoes dirty. I like a man's man. Y'all be liking these old semi-quasi-feminine ass niggas, and I don't like it. He looks soft. He look like I could fight him. I don't like that. I don't like this. He looked like he got a shrimp. Somebody said, Tia Kim said he have a shrimp. He looked like it. This the new niggas. Bad enough they wearing hip hugger jeans now. This the new niggas. So I don't understand why anybody is like shocked at what's happening here. You feel what I'm saying? So this is him, and this is another photo of the guy who exposed him. Now, I will say this to the punk who exposed him. Honey, I thought y'all said y'all don't like being outed. Y'all promote people not being outed and all that stuff. Y'all got to stop outing the boys now. We can't have it both ways. Either we're going to be respectful to the process of coming out, or we're not. It's not that you don't want us or people outside the community to out other people, but as long as it's inside of the community, it's different. What we doing? What we doing? Okay? Now, I feel like this is a beautiful person. This person right here, listen, honey is doing honey. Let's really be clear about it. And I would see why anybody who likes men or who likes people like this would climb in the DMs. He's an attractive person. But at the end of the day, from what he exposed, this person right here, Bossman Dlow was in there trying to see what's up. Let's get into the text messages or the DMs. I'm sorry. Let's get into the DMs. So, according to the text, somebody said more proof Bossman Dlow texting a punk. We're going to come back to that. Let's get into these texts. I don't think this is the last one. Let me scroll. Let's just start with where we're at. Because I thought I saw... Sorry, one thing. He thicker than a Snicker, though. I ain't gonna lie. He thick as fuck. Do he do pole dancing? He thick. He thick as fuck. Anyways, moving on. So this is Bossman Dlow. The guy's name is Timmy Bansom. It says, I can see how you just do people any kind of way. This is Bossman Dlow. Timmy says, I haven't done anything to you though, so what you talking about? Bossman Dlow says, I'm just saying you not genuine for real. You just bout money. F a bond, F a real friend, real vibe. Timmy says, all you talking about is linking up and having SEX. Bossman says, K, this is all I'm showing. Go to my Finsta to get more on y'all favorite rappers. This is what Timmy was saying. You act like you can pop out and be in a relationship though. LOL. Timmy says, I mean, you started the conversation talking SHIT. Talking sexually about who I am. Who am I supposed to be thinking? LOL. And then I can't read that last portion. The boy Bossman Dlow says, Timmy asked Dlow, what's your real name? Bossman Dlow says, I ain't giving you my, I ain't giving mine. You ain't get yours. I'm confused. How? And Timmy says, Justin is my real name. That's a guy's name. Bossman Dlow says, oh, Lord, Bossman Dlow says, oh, Lord, so you is that. That's definitely confusing. Timmy or Justin says, yeah, I know. Sorry. God made me this pretty. LOL. I understand if you don't want to F with me now, though. Bossman Dlow says, I appreciate you being real. I never did that. I don't want to be all over the blogs in SHIT. And then he goes on to say, just looked at your Twitter too. And oh boy, Justin says, ignore faces or annoyed faces like he knew I was a boy. Of course he knew you was a boy. I can see that. And here's the video of Justin exposing Bossman Dlow. Now, I don't know what led to this. I don't know how this happened. Again, I thought we weren't in the business of exposing people. But at the end of the day, Bossman Dlow was very much interested in Justin, aka Timmy Bansom. So at the end of the day, Bossman Dlow need to just let it be what it be and be done with it. You like the punks. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, what that's gonna do to his career? I don't know. Now, one thing I do like about Bossman Timmy, what's his name? Badman Timmy? Or Timmy Bad Bansom or whatever his name is. Honey said, baby, without the coin, I ain't going. How much you got? Oh, see, you want to smash for free. No. Shout out to Justin, a.k.a. Timmy Bansom. That's my type of carrying on. Oh, no, baby. See, all you on this line talking about is smashing. And what you think is you about to smash for free. And that's never going to happen. It costs to ride this pony. Yes, there are no free rides at this amusement park. I love that. I love it. Shout out to, what's his name? Timmy Bansom. Shout out to him. Now, there are more receipts. Hold on. There are more receipts that I want to show you guys. I think this is some extra receipts that I didn't see, or maybe it's the same ones. More proof. D-Land, Bossman Dlow texting a punk. Let me see. Can I read this? I can read it from here. It says, you don't wanna F with me no more. And Justin says, I don't know why you say what you say. And then he says, can I see this? I can hardly. Matter of fact, let me just go on Twitter. Let me just go on Twitter from my phone. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. Please get the likes up on the video. Because I can't see this. Sorry. Okay. You don't want to F with me no more. Timmy says, I don't know what to say. You seem like you don't want to F with me no more. And then Bossman Dlow says, so what you rather me just pay to link? We do what we do. Keep our mouths closed. And that's it. And that's that. I'm sorry. Timmy says, what's your intentions when I come to Florida? Like, let me know. And then Bossman Dlow says, get to know you, chill, what you like, chill with you, treat you like a human. I mean, drink, have a good time, great sex, great vibes, great massages, great cuddles, and bless you for genuinely coming. So Bossman Dlow want to go have some drinks, chill, treat Timmy like a human, have great sex, and pay well as well. Timmy says, I with that. Bossman Dlow said, that's what we doing. And if you get them toes French tip, I'll give you double what they cost. Timmy, not Timmy, Bossman Dlow. I get my feet done every 2 weeks. If you would like to see some French tips, I'm really good at keeping my feet done. Because see, the old saying is you could tell how good a woman keep her coochie by how well she keep her feet. So my feet stay done, stay ready to go. How much you paying to see a French tip? We ain't got to do nothing. How much you paying to see a French tip? I'm just trying to see something because I got orange on my feet now, but I don't have no problem running down to the salon or to the place and having them people go ahead on and French the tips right quick. Okay. I might have to bring back French tips for the people in the bike. Maybe I'll run into somebody with money in Walmart. You get it? French tips it is. We going French tips next time, girl. Yes, ma'am. We going French tips. But anyway, Bossman Dlow said he gonna pay double what it costs. And baby, the pedicure I get, and I get gel, bitch, my pedicure be like $80. But since you paying double, I'm gonna go up in Atlanta where the rich clear girls go and get me one for like $500 or $1,000, and then you could double date. Back to the text. Timmy, I always keep them French tip. You don't know how effing real I can get for real. Ooh, go ahead on, Timmy. Timmy said, baby, I don't get nothing but the French. Go ahead on, Timmy. Go ahead on, honey. Let's go to the next receipt. Okay, so now, so far we want French tips, okay? So Timmy responds, I see you full of it. Now, some stuff is missing, but he says, I see you full of it. Can't even order a bitch a meal? This nigga lying? He says, I have cash. I don't have no way to send anything in person. You can get whatever you want. Good move, Bossman Dlow. You don't want them trafficking charges Diddy got. So then Timmy says, okay, I'm coming to Orlando tomorrow. Be ready. Bossman Dlow says, yeah, right. Timmy says, you'll see. Bossman Dlow says, when I got to do something at 3:30, so when? Timmy says, you going to be in Orlando all day? Dlow says, yes, you might as well come tonight. Timmy says, how? Dlow says, you can be at the room waiting on me when I get back. They got late night flights. Timmy says, I'm looking, not there isn't any. So Timmy saying, I'm looking for a flight, baby. I don't see none. Ain't no more red eyes, baby. It's over with. Funny. So now Bossman Dlow goes on. No, I'm sorry. Timmy goes on to say, now if I post this video of us on FaceTime and show them how low you really get, I'm going to be the bad guy. Let me alone now. Now, Timmy, I want you to be safe, baby. I really want you to be safe. And it's not that I think Bossman Dlow is some sort of thug. He's a lame-ass nigga. But people like him have money, and that money causes access. And that access will tell me that anybody will be paid pennies to do something to you. So, Timmy, I want you to tread lightly, fat. And I want you to be very, very humble and stop exposing the boys. That's how a lot of the punks get, you know what I mean? I know back in New Orleans where I'm from, a lot of punks came up missing and came up stinking behind this very same thing. So I want Timmy to be safe, but I also want him to not do this anymore. but Dlow is on the Dlow. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bossman Dlow is on the Dlow. Okay? Bossman Dlow is not trying to just link up with Timmy. Bossman Dlow wants a relationship on the low. He wants him his own little Cassy with dick and balls. Go ahead on, Bossman Dlow. Bossman said Diddy ain't gonna be the only one with his little flipper. Bossman Dlow wanted his own flipper. And you know what? I think that that's very commendable. You should want your own flipper. You feel what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to be going through everybody else's flipper. You should want your own flipper. So, but the problem is this one is more controversial than Cassy. You feel what I'm saying? So Bossman Dlow said this. Hold on. I think there's a video. Let me see if they got a video, y'all. Hold on. They say, I didn't say it. They say Bossman Dlow was on the FaceTime, girl. With the punk. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a video. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a video. Nigga put up Gangstalicious. Hey, man, y'all can say what y'all want, but the Boondocks was a prophecy. The Boondocks was a prophecy. Let's really be clear about that. Gangstalicious is definitely a prophecy. And he ain't the only one. Bossman Dlow ain't the only one. Look, a Bossman responded and said, I ain't trying to beat nobody on the internet. I don't even play them games. Just keep in the street when you decide you want to play with a real street nigga. Nigga, you don't look like no real street nigga. You just look like a rapper nigga with chains and watches. You don't look like no real street nigga. Stop the cap. Nigga, you punk. You a punk. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just accept it.
I'm a shit talker.
All I got to say is new music on the way. Ain't nobody buying that. Boy, bye. We not buying that. This the big old cushion. I ain't seen no video, but for time purposes, I need to move on. But this is Bossman Dlow. To be completely honest, him and the boy he was pursuing look alike. Him and the boy, Timmy, he was pursuing look like a before and after. But people like him are very tricky, and I wouldn't play with people like him because people like him have too much to lose. They scary. And with that being said, they'll pay somebody to do something to you. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully Timmy stays focused and stop exposing the Dlows. Stop exposing, fat. It's all right. Don't worry about it. You're going to get one that's going to get you out here. Don't worry about it, fat. But I will say this. This is not abnormal in the industry. Most, if not from the way I look at it, all of them are punk. They either punked in the past or they punking right now. Or they going, you feel what I'm saying? In my opinion, all of them punks. But that's just me. Even your faves. Yes, they all done did some suspect stuff to me. In my opinion. However, this is not abnormal in the industry. These people put on facades. They put on acts. This is a persona. This is a character that you get when you dealing with these people in this industry. I've been telling y'all this from the beginning. This is not who they really are. You're getting the character. You don't know who these people are behind closed doors. That's why when y'all be windmilling for some of these celebrities, I be sitting here saying, but I don't know, you don't know, but you windmilling like you know for a fact, and we don't know. None of us know. These people are actors. They're acting. That's what they do. That's what they're hired to do. You think that their gift is their talent, and that's what they're selling you. No, they're puppets. They're being hired for things, everything else except their talent. The talent is what gets them through the door. These people are selected and groomed and put out here to be puppet masters. That's it. That's it. And here's Bossman Dlow. But again, y'all think Finesse 2 Times a real man, but that's a whole nother story. And I'm not saying no shade to Finesse 2 Times, but he looked like a punk too. I just don't get it. But that's the new niggas. That's why I don't like the new niggas. That's that new nigga syndrome. I don't know nothing about it. I don't like that. Let's get into Cassy. So, girl, we got to get on into Cassy. Where we at on the likes? Oh, hell no. Get these likes up on this video. Y'all is tripping. Y'all really tripping. Get the likes up on the video. I'm going to give y'all a commercial break so y'all can get the likes up on the video really quickly. Y'all, please like the video, please, and thank you.
Do your hand like this. Yeah, gotcha. Cause I'm black, nigga the black, the nigga black, the nigga the I'm black, nigga the black, the nigga black, the nigga black, the nigga I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown, I'm black and I'm brown. You got to shake, they want the black, cause I'm black, nigga the black, the black, I can never be white, the white. Shake, if your leg, wiggle, lift your leg, bounce, lift your leg, hustle, lift your leg, if your leg is your brown, let me see you put your hands up. Let me see you put your, if your leg is your brown, let me see you put your hands up. Put your hands up, man. Make that booty go round and round. I'm Louis Vuitton Brown. Make that booty go round and round, man, cause I'm Louis Vuitton Brown.
All right, we're back. Hope you guys hit the like button. Please like the video. Let the people know we around here, Joce, and get the video in the algorithm. Let's get into Diddy and Cassy. The Diddy case has been headlining. It is definitely a distraction from what I don't know, but it's for sure a distraction. But neither here nor there. But the Diddy case has been going on, and some more people has come to the stand. We talked about yesterday, Dawn. I got a lot more insight between Mims and Armand. I got a lot more insight about what happened in the courtroom, and we're gonna go over a little bit of that and how they dragged Dawn as they should have. Okay, shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all come on here, get the likes up. Also, Cassy's best friend, I think her name is Carrie. She's the one who people are saying was a great witness for the prosecution. And the guy who used to be an assistant to Diddy, they're saying he was a great witness for the prosecution. But what Dawn did, girl, from what I'm hearing, they about to throw Dawn smooth up out the whole case. Girl, they about to throw Dawn smooth up out the whole case and throw Dawn's lawsuit out, allegedly. We'll get to it. But before we get to it, let's start with this. Guess who all pulled up to the trial, honey? Gene Deal. Yes, the infamous Gene Deal, who has been on all these platforms talking about Diddy. Honestly, I think he is one of the ones who have the most accuracy with his stories and stuff as it pertains to Diddy, because he was there. Between him and Roger Bonds, who we don't hardly hear about or hear from, I think those guys have more accurate depiction of their experience with Diddy. Let's get into Gene Deal pulling up to the trial, y'all. Do y'all think he's there to get to testify or just a bystander? Check him out.
Gee, if you've seen all of that and was at puppy parties,
don't play with me.
And mind you, I know that voice from anywhere. The Knot. I forgot The Knot was in the video. Wait, The Knot asked Gene, since you was at the parties and all of that, did you get violated? Girl, wait. The Knot has to be stopped.
And you the same size as Uncle Phil, and you the same size as Professor Ogilvy, and you the same.
Look at Tisa Tales. That's Tisa Tales. So all the bloggers is out there. The Knot is asking Gene, so you mean to tell me you was at all of these parties and you the same size as Uncle Phil and Professor Ogilvy and you ain't did nothing?
Same size as Lucien Griez, Clive Davis, Okay. Why you want us to believe that you weren't at them parties participating in that behavior, Gene? We heard everything you got to say on the line, Gene. Gene, are you a victim of Diddy?
Give him some space, y'all. Hold up.
Okay, hold
Not at all. You want? So why are you here? All right. Give him some space, y'all. Give him some space.
He said he's not here to testify. Tisa just asked him, and she was like, "Okay, so why are you here?" That's what she's asking him.
About Diddy, please give him some space.
I was never scared, and he never sued too. So tell us, why are you here?
All right, watch our backs, y'all. Watch our backs.
Now I wonder why they didn't use Gene to testify. Gene has had a lot to say online. Why would they not have Gene testify? This is a real question. This is a really good question.
This is Diddy's former bodyguard. We gotta proceed with caution. He will body slam my ass. But I'm gonna say, can we get a screen?
I was just watching you last night. That's crazy. I just saw your
Hey,
video.
sir. Good morning. How are you? Happy Monday. Can we get a scoop on anything new?
So what brings you into it?
Anything that used to happen that you might have seen?
Wow.
That you just willing to say? Okay. We got a reaction. That's cool. I can deal with that.
So that was Gene Deal arriving to the courts. He's not testifying according to him. I don't know. Maybe he's just there to witness it. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. But my thing is I don't see why they wouldn't have Gene Deal testify. All the things Gene Deal has spoken about over the years, they could really use his testimony. Now, I'm wondering why they didn't use his testimony. You feel what I'm saying? And why they wouldn't even call him up to the stand. But again, I don't know. Now, there's something else I wanted to show you guys from the trial, because that was just Gene Deal showing up. I doubt it was for moral support or anything. Maybe it was more or less Gene Deal just wanting to see what's going on, or somebody said clout chasing. I don't know. I can't really say. Now, this is the part that ticked me off. So while Dawn gets on my nerves, and while Dawn is a pathological liar like Meg, in my opinion, Dawn was walking out of the courtroom, and there's two things I noticed. Number one, what did she do to her face? And number two, some person asked Dawn something very disrespectful about how big is Diddy's you-know-what. I don't know who this person is. If you're in the chat and you heard from another content creator, because I'm pretty sure it sounds like a content creator. It don't sound like nobody professional would even ask something like that. But somebody was being very disrespectful in the crowd, asking Dawn disrespectful questions about Diddy's private area. And I thought that was very messed up. And I said to myself, they only doing this because it was a black woman. The only person who really would know how big his dick is Cassy. She was the one getting other dicks put in her and hopping on his. But y'all wouldn't dare ask that to Cassy, right? Y'all wouldn't dare catch Cassy walking out the courtroom and ask her how big Diddy's dick was. She know more than anybody. But they only did that because it's Dawn and because she's a black woman. And I didn't like that. And Dawn better than me. Dawn is better than me. Because even if I didn't physically say something, I'd have had a crash out cousin ready to whip and bang and pound on somebody. I'd have had a crash out cousin with me that ain't got nothing to lose. Bitch, I got your bail. The fuck? I got your bail. I have my crash out cousin with me who don't have nothing to lose that would have body slammed that hoe right there in the, just for playing in my face. You got to keep your crash out friend or a crash out cousin that don't have nothing to lose, that don't mind going to jail and getting bailed right out. They always in and out of jail. Because that's what I would have did. Because it was very disrespectful. Pay attention to this video right quick, y'all. Get the likes up on the video.
Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa.
Wow. I get the
Come on now, man. Monetization. You're going too far. Yeah, man.
10 million. I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. Isn't it freedom of speech? We have freedom of speech.
Have a good day, Dawn. Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
Whoa.
Wow.
Come on now, man. Monetization. You're going too far. Yeah.
That must be a random, or that's a content creator. That's not anybody with a professional situation that works for a company. Obviously not. But I think that the idea of them even feeling comfortable asking her, bitch, ask Cassie. She know. Ask Cassie. But Dawn, I don't feel bad for you neither, personally, because you got on there and tanked the whole thing. You got on there, Dawn, and tanked the whole thing. Dawn done told 59 million different stories on this stand, and every time they say it was a black prosecutor, I forget her name, or the black defense attorney that Diddy got, they said she told Dawn every which way but lose. Do you hear me? They say this lady told Dawn every which way but lose. Let me give you the recap from what I got so far. So Dawn gets on the stand Friday. Obviously, Diddy's team want her thrown completely out the thing. Diddy's people want her thrown smooth up out the thing. Diddy's people is saying that she's just blatantly telling flat out lies. And the way that they able to surmise that she's telling flat out lies is they're looking at Dawn like, yo, you the only person saying this. Literally nobody is corroborating, not even Cassie. Nobody is saying that what you're saying is true or saying that they witnessed the things that you witnessed. Girl, get her up out of here. Mind you, Dawn has her own lawsuit pending against Diddy. Dawn is on the stand, quote unquote, testifying on behalf of Cassie, but she's really not testifying on behalf of Cassie. She's testifying on behalf of Dawn. Because see, if this goes through on Cassie's case, then Dawn has a better chance of winning her own civil suit against Diddy. Dawn thinks she's slick. And now I see why allegedly Cassie don't like her. I wouldn't like the bitch neither. Dawn gives me I'm selfish vibes. I'm selfish tease. If it's about me and my career, I'm good. Yes, I will turn the blind eye. Yes, I will look this way. Yes, I will say this didn't happen. Up until it don't benefit me. Now I want everybody who I turn my back on to come and help me get my coin. That's what Dawn gives to me. And Dawn, they packed your ass up and got you up out of that courtroom. And honestly, I hope that they dismiss Dawn's civil lawsuit. I do. And let me tell you why. Because Dawn got on that stand and made it seem like she was so terrified of Diddy. Oh my God, he's so scary. I was afraid for my life. This, that, and the third. But Dawn was over there trying to get to work with him in the last few years. Let's really be clear about this. Let's really be clear about this. Diddy is a nasty, vile, disgusting, violent person. And Diddy belongs in jail. On the flip side, though, it's got to be scary to be in his shoes. Not even because of the trial. The trial, that's one thing. But boy, to have all these mother pluckers around you that play like they was your people, play like they was your friend, and to watch every single one of these people turn their backs on you, even go as far as to sue you, Cassie included, that's got to be next level. Now, don't get me wrong, Cassie deserved every coin she got. She got $20 million worth of an ass whooping. Let's really be clear about it. She got $20 million worth of an ass whooping. So every penny, every penny Cassie got from Diddy, she deserved. So she shouldn't give none of that back. As a matter of fact, she need to be going back for some more. However, when it comes to Dawn, all the time Dawn thought that her career was going to hop up off the ground. Dawn ain't had no problem turning a blind eye and being cool with whatever Diddy had going on. Period, point blank. And this is why, like Nene said, you never win when you play dirty. This is why things are going awry for Dawn. I want to get into some of this, what do you call it? I want to get into some of this testimony through Dawn. Because Dawn got up there and switched the doggone story so many times. Friday, she got on there and said a whole bunch of stuff. Monday, they say she got on there. Monday, they say she got on there and had a different story from what she said on Friday. It's giving coached. It's giving, I have to remember what I need to say. Dawn wouldn't even acknowledge the fact that she has a lawsuit or how much the lawsuit was. And that tells me right then and there, there's an air of disingenuousness in what she's doing. Hold on, y'all. And Dawn didn't even remember half the stuff that's in her own lawsuit, which I call cap. Dawn remembers everything in her lawsuit. Dawn is over there playing slow. I don't recall, because Dawn don't want to be caught up in the rapture, but it's too late. It's too late. Hold on one second. Let me go through here. Hold on one second, y'all. Dawn literally, thank goodness for Carrie, the friend of Cassy, and the other guy, the assistant. Thank goodness for them, because if it were not for them, honestly, it would have been a disaster. His name is James. I'm sorry, I'm looking at his name right now. I wanted to see, hold on. Oh, before we get into that, remember I told y'all Cassy got $20 million worth of an ass whooping, and she did. She's got more than that. Somebody resurfaced old video and footage and photos of Cassy's bruises. It says newly released photos dropped on Monday lay bare Cassy Ventura's horrific injuries from alleged beatdowns by her ex Sean Diddy Combs, featuring significant bruising all over her body, black eyes, and swollen lips. More than a dozen images showcased two jurors last week in Combs' federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial depict the R&B artist with deep purple bruises on her back and thigh and a blood-eyed gash on her eyebrow and puffy lips resulting from the supposed assault. Additional photos made public after being presented as evidence in the Manhunt trial highlighted how Ventura tried to mask some of the damage using oversized sunglasses, makeup, hairstyling, and cover-ups. So let's get into some of these bruisings that was put out there. Now, this is her lip. Obviously, there's bruising there. You can see with the glasses that she's probably trying to hide something else, or maybe she's just trying to incognito the lip situation. But you can tell that Cassy has been accosted. Cassy has been abused. I believe every single thing about the abuse, except the hitting of the frying pan part on the day in which they say. But other than that, I believe every single thing that they're saying Diddy did to this girl. Here's her lip. Here's a laceration or something over her eye. This girl has gone through hell and high water as it pertains to Diddy being violent. That is not up for question for me, okay? That's why I wish violence, DV, or whatever is one of those things that they added to the case, because those things took place. A says, so is urination not abuse? Not when you request it. Let's move on. Not when you request it. It's only abuse if I don't want you to pee on me. If I don't want you to pee on me, then it's abuse. But if I ask you to do it and tell you how to do it slowly, that, my friend, is not abuse. Sorry, it's not. That's a good time, okay? Here go another version of Cassy with other bruises over her or whatever. Like I said, Cassy definitely was abused physically. Can't say much about much of the other stuff, but the physical abuse, is definitely there. She was abused. She got the money's worth. She deserved the money that she got. Okay? She deserved the money that she got. But you can tell that she has been abused, okay? Again, the trial, though, is about sex trafficking and racketeering. I still haven't heard much of that. Now, Dawn did get on the stand and say that her, the rest of the staff, and all these other people sat there and watched and nobody did nothing. Some people are saying that's how they're going to get the racketeering in, because now that talks about organized crime and how there's multiple people in on this situation, and that could be a way to get in. But the thing is those people were witnesses to the victimhood of Cassie being beaten. Where is the trafficking? Where's the trafficking? Where is the stuff that we're here for? Where's the underage people? There's so many questions I have. You know what I mean? I want to get into Dawn before I forget about the things I want to say about Dawn. Let's get into Dawn. I want to show you this video. I want to share this video with you of a person, another clear person who was there, who don't have a dog in the fight, who don't know nobody on the team. Let's get into what they had to say. Y'all get the likes up on the video.
The stand today, Miss Westmoreland was asking her, so did you pretend to do, D's with Diddy? And she said, yes. She said, oh, so that was a facade. She said, have you seen Diddy do the boog shug? She said she never told the government that she saw him do the boog shug. You told the government you never saw him do the boog shug. Testimony has changed quite a few times, Miss Westmoreland said. As time goes on, your story seems to change. And Dawn literally said yes. So, and then another one stop. That's the D dealer who would bring Diddler his substances. But the thing is, Dawn said, yes, I saw Diddy buy it from him. But then in the testimony, the cross-examination, she says she never actually saw him give the money, but saw assistants give money. So you see the loop. So guys, I hate to say it, but Don Richard was destroyed. See the loopholes these lawyers deal with. So the assistant gave the money, but not Diddy. And the lawyer said, so that was a lie. Another story change. Yes, different. She texted Diddy. Also, she wanted to get back into business with him. And everybody keeps saying, if Diddler threatened your life, why would you ever want to go back? And again, this just shows, the level of assault, the level of how bad you want your dream. And the Diddler was a gatekeeper to it all. So even though she had been through all that stuff, she still was willing to go back. See the loopholes. Richard took the stand again. And guys, I hate to say it, the lawyer for Diddy, Miss Westmoreland is her name. She's a bulldog. I told her that. I saw her out in the hallway during a break. I was like, you are good. And she's like, thank you. But I mean, Miss Westmoreland destroyed Dawn Richards on the stand. I hate to say it, but that's what everybody coming out is going to say, that Dawn Richard was just totally discredited on the stand. Why? Because she had 8 different meetings with the feds. The governor Richard took the stand again.
All right, so that's this guy. He kind of went over what happened, and I'm gonna kind of give you from what I've gathered about what's been going on with this trial. So Dawn Richard is called back on the stand yesterday, I'm sorry, and she's asked to recount her story. Now, Dawn now adds to the fact that basically, well, first of all, there was a big mix up of did Diddy hit her with the frying pan? On one instance, Dawn said he hit her with it. On the other instance, he threw the eggs at her. On another instance, he tried to hit her or he almost hit her. And then Cassie went down into the fetal position. It was just so many stories. And as they kept asking Dawn, well, girl, you done said this story 10 times to the feds and to everybody else, and every time it's changing. Dawn was on there hollering, I do what I can. I remember to the best of my abilities. Tight tees. Girl, how you forget to tell us that man came in there and told you that he would unalive you? Because that's one of the parts Dawn added at the end on Monday, if I can recall correctly. Dawn finally added on the part that, oh yeah, he said that people come up missing around here when they start doing too much or something of that nature. Dawn just added that in and never added that before. Then the folks go through the doggone lawsuit that Dawn acting like she don't know nothing about. They saying, didn't you say Diddy did X, Y, and Z? Oh, I didn't say that. They like, girl, it's in the lawsuit. She like, let me see. Oh, yeah, that don't go in there. But I see what you're saying. But no. That don't go in there. Girl, you have already filed the lawsuit. What you mean? It was a typo. Dawn got on this stage and did just as bad as Cassy. And I think the reason that Dawn did this bad is because Dawn has her own ulterior motive behind what and why she's doing what she's doing, okay? Dawn is trying to get her own coin. Dawn is suing Diddy for millions of dollars as well. And they say, allegedly, according to Mims, they say Diddy was so happy when they was tearing into Dawn. They say Diddy was so happy when the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the black woman, was tearing into Dawn. He said, and you know what's crazy? In my mind, I feel like he probably was happy because, yeah, they getting her and she not one of the ones who really suffered through the things that she's making it seem like she suffered through. Dawn was basically called out to be a liar. Dawn had to admit that her story changes every time she tell it. Dawn got on there and them people had to point out her own lawsuit to say some of the things that that Dawn was accusing Diddy of. Dawn don't even remember half in her lawsuit. But I don't believe that. Dawn believes everything and she remembers everything in that lawsuit. But Dawn didn't want to be held accountable for it on the stand, in my opinion. In my opinion, Dawn got on here and jacked the whole thing up. Dawn, I wish you would have said you were sick and couldn't make it. Girl, you look a mess. And from what I'm hearing, they're saying now that Diddy's team on Friday filed for Dawn's lawsuit to be dismissed against Diddy because they say it's all a bunch of fabricated lies that literally nobody can corroborate. So they've already filed to have Dawn's case dismissed for her own personal, you get it? Her own personal lawsuit against Diddy. And Dawn is on this stand, or she got on this stand, trying to spew that entire lawsuit, well, the parts that made her look good or made Diddy look bad to help her own lawsuit. Cases are tried off of other cases all the time. Okay? But they sent her packing as they should. As they should. Dawn, you looked a mess. And I don't mean physically. I mean just like your whole aura, your whole everything. You looked a mess. You did all of this for what? Who paid Dawn? I'm not saying that she was paid, but it's giving somebody coerced, somebody promised something. What is going on? Now, understand, Dawn claimed that she didn't get promised anything. She wasn't coerced or nothing like that. And I get that. But girl, your story not even correct. Them people packed on and got her up out of there. And that was that video you saw of her leaving the court, I think, when the lady was asking that inappropriate question. Now, I told y'all Dawn was going to do this. And I told y'all from the beginning that I felt like Dawn was lying. And the reason I said that was because Dawn ain't have no problem as long as she thought her career was moving off the ground. And Dawn is not the only one like that. All of them is like that. All of them. I don't care what nobody say. Bodyguards, assistants, chefs, none of them cared as long as it benefited them. These people, these monsters who we deem to be monsters, they do not and they cannot work alone. They have to work alongside other people. That means if we're going to charge this as a RICO, that means Dawn need to be going, Gene need to be going, everybody around that helped assist, all the doctors, the police, everybody. That's what RICO and racketeering is about. But that's not what we're seeing. What we're seeing is you can be a part of the RICO as long as you go ahead and testify against the person we really want, you good. I went through the same thing with R. Kelly trial. R. Kelly trial drove me nuts, not because of the things necessarily only of what R. Kelly did. It was all those adults around R. Kelly that helped, aided, and abetted him into doing the things that he did, allegedly, or well, he's convicted, but allegedly to the young girls. It was the sparkles and the background singers and the all these other folks that helped him to get these girls in McDonald's. It was them who drove me. I felt like all of them niggas should have been in jail. It's the same thing with Diddy. If we gonna go around here talking about Diddy is a Rico and Diddy have this, got this, that, and the third going on, I feel like it's a whole bunch of people need to be arrested. And the reason why these things will continue to happen is because nobody wants to put the blame on the people who are assisting in the bull. Cassie assisted. She's not so much of a victim to where she can't be held accountable. Y'all gotta stop. Dawn is an assistant. She's not so much of a victim where she couldn't have been held accountable. The only one from what I'm seeing so far that's not a victim and did what they needed to do off the rip when they saw this stuff was going left is the friend Carrie. Cassie's friend Carrie. Let's get her on here. Cassie's friend Carrie literally was like, I'm out of here. And Cassie was like, why? Cassie's friend Carrie was like, because one thing I don't do is a nigga putting his hands on me. As she should. Diddy had one time to put his hands on her, and Carrie got the hell on. Carrie got a $30,000 settlement through Cassie, who Cassie then told Carrie, girl, you dragging it. And it's supposed to be your best friend. Girl, you dragging it. What? Carrie said, girl, I don't even want to be here. To be completely honest, they made me come. They subpoenaed me. Carrie testified to the fact that Cassie was on drugs, that sometimes her and Cassie would do opioids and marijuana when they would go out of town sometimes. They would get high. She hadn't been to any freak-offs. Carrie here. However, she said she don't know what the hell Diddy and Cassie got going on. She believed Cassie was in love with Diddy. She believed that Diddy was a flawed man and he was also had his situation going on with Cassie. But the one time she said that Diddy ended up beating on Cassie and beating her bad, Cassie ends up running in Jamaica. They're in Jamaica, running into the woods, hiding out. Carrie said she hopped on the golf cart. Diddy hopped on the golf cart. Carrie found Cassie first. They held and hid into a ditch for hours at a time. Running away from Diddy. This is why I wish the case had violence or DV attached to it, because it would be a case open and shut real quick. He will be in jail. Everybody's talking about the same violence that they seen, and I think that he should be held accountable for that. But that's not why he's on trial, and that's the only thing that scares me. Okay? Now, according to Carrie basically said that she came to Cassie, you feel what I'm saying, and was like, yo, like, hey, we need to leave. This nigga done hit me, and I don't play like that. I don't let people put their hands on me. And Cassie told her, girl, it ain't that deep. Then she said she met up with Cassie to talk about it. Cassie offered her $30,000. Cassie came to meet her with the $30,000 that she got from Diddy. And Cassie told her friend Carrie, girl, you dragging it. Now, I seen people in the comments, Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. That's cool. But mental health only goes so far. When she's committing crimes, and I'm not saying she committed crime by giving her the $30,000 hush money. Maybe it is a crime. I'm not saying. But when you're doing bad things to people, how far does this Stockholm Syndrome go? Because there's so many people locked away in prison right now that have Stockholm Syndrome. Can we free them then? Because see, y'all want to play slow and mentally ill to the point where it literally cripples you, and it bothers me. Can we free a lot of the people in jail who went to jail who had Stockholm Syndrome? Let's do that. Since we're going to go with this narrative, there are so many people locked away right now who's been abused and who suffer some form of Stockholm syndrome. They should be released. They should be released. Because y'all want to name, it doesn't matter. Cassie was a willing participant. In my opinion, she was a co-conspirator, in my opinion. But y'all want to give them, Stockholm syndrome. Oh, it's just the level of abuse, girl. Bye. Bye. That only goes so far. That literally only goes so far. After a while, that Stockholm syndrome, I tell you what, most judges don't give a damn about you having those Stockholm syndromes. And most jury don't give a damn about you having Stockholm syndrome. See, y'all don't understand. They're sensationalizing this because this is a high-profile celebrity case, and they're getting you to get on the bandwagon to be okay with it. They're coming for you next, dummy. They coming for you next and think you're going to get on the stand and be able to say you had Stockholm syndrome and think you're going to get off. Try Cassie. Y'all going to try to Cassie this shit up when they get you in the courtroom, and then y'all going to be feeling some type of way when they pop y'all across the head with whatever time they give you. Because the Stockholm syndrome didn't work for you like it worked for Cassie. Y'all are insane. So the friend got goes. The friend said she never spoke to Cassie. Cassie don't reach out to her. The friend said, hell, I'm out of here. And the friend said she tired of Cassie and Diddy. I'm with the friend. Girl, both of them. Michi Middleton says it's being speculated that Allie Carter is the no-show witness in the case. Child, I don't know. I don't know. So the friend Carrie, who didn't want to be there, got on stand, said what she said, did what she did or whatever. They said that she did a great job as far as her testimony. And I think that that's dope. Now you have somebody who's unbiased, who don't give a damn about Cassie nor Diddy. I ain't gonna say she don't give a damn. Cassie was a friend of hers. She cares about Cassie. However, when it comes to that dynamic, everybody's been friends or cousins or something, had a relationship with a person who just stuck on stupid behind a nigga. After a while, girl, you got to let them go do them. And it seems like that's what Carrie did. Carrie was like, all right, girl, you can get your ass whooped, not me. I'm out of here. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to Carrie. Carrie was like, bitch, because from what I'm hearing, they say Diddy came behind Carrie one time. So this is what allegedly happened. They're saying that Carrie witnessed Cassie being beat by Diddy. They say he hit her so hard or something that she fell into a fetal position. And Carrie said that basically Diddy came up behind her, because I don't want to mix the stories between Dawn's and Carrie's. But either way, Diddy allegedly came up behind Carrie and choked her and left bruises allegedly. And they said, Carrie said, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. And Cassie didn't want to leave. So guess what? In that moment, you got to go let Cassie deal with Cassie. Even Dawn said that she didn't physically step in because she didn't feel like Cassie wanted to leave. Listen, Stockholm syndrome or not, it don't matter. Cassie was good with where she was. Now, on the flip side, when they asked, I forgot who it was, somebody did say that Cassie mentioned that she couldn't leave because he was in charge of her whole livelihood, her car, her clothes, everything. I don't know if she has a car, but anything that she has, he was in full control of, so she had to stay. And I think that that's the catch-22. I think that she was stuck, but I also think that she didn't mind being there sometimes as well. Yeah, B. Moore, he hit her in the head with a wooden hanger. I forgot. Yes, thank you so much. Hell yeah, Carrie deserves what Carrie girl. Let me get Carrie on here. Carrie girl, I was with you until you told me you accepted $30,000. Bitch, $30,000. Bitch, we can't have a conversation unless the money part start with the M's. There's nothing to talk about. Mind you, Cassie is coming to talk her off the ledge about suing Diddy. Girl, there's nothing to talk about unless there's an M in front of that dollar sign. Are you okay? Or an M behind that number. Are you okay? Carrie, that's where you lost me. You lost me right then and there with accepting $30,000. $30,000. Girl, that's like somebody giving me $30 for whipping my ass. $30,000. Are you okay, bitch? Are you insane? Girl, $30,000? Oh no, bitch, you got me messed up. Girl, I been hauled off and windmilled on Cassy and Diddy, bitch. Are you okay? Bitch, $30,000. All right, bet. Bring me back around them. Bitch, this time when I get my ass whooped, it's going to be worth it. Because I'm a windmill with my head down, bitch. I don't give a... If I hit him only once, he going to know he was in the fight. $30,000? Hell no. Carrie, that's where you lost me at, the $30,000. Me and you different type of girls, honey. $30,000, girl, please. Anyways, Carrie got on there and she testified and said what she had to say. They said it was a good witness for the prosecution. But honestly, what I got from this is that Carrie basically corroborated that there was a lot of physical violence between Diddy and Cassie. Okay. She did say that Diddy paid for them to go to rehab. So Diddy paid for Carrie and Cassie to go to a rehab. But now that tells me that Cassie really does have a hard problem with drugs. Now I want to add this, and Miss Parker brought this up to me. I want to add this part in. So the drug that they say Cassie is on is allegedly a drug that is used to wean you off of whatever hard substance that you on. Now, from what I understood, when they weaning you off drugs, and Miss Parker told me this too, typically when they weaning you off drugs, they typically start you out with a high dosage, and then they kind of cut back until you're not taking it no more. Cassie been on this drug that she's trying to get weaned off for a long time. My question is, girl, is you hooked on the drug that's supposed to get you off the drug? Because that happens. That happens. People get hooked, like for instance, Oxycontin or oxycodone? One of those things are supposed to help people who have addiction to pills and heroin and stuff like that. People have gotten addicted to the drug that is used to get them off the drug. Does that make sense? So if Cassie's still taking this medication and Cassie been away from this man for X amount of years, is Cassie still... Just a question. Okay? Just a question. Yes, like methadone. Yes, those things as well too. So I'm just wondering that. But according to Carrie, that they were sent to it was like a natural type of rehab where they kind of like mentally get in your brain and get you off the drugs. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? She said they both went or whatever. So there was definitely a drug problem there. So much so that Cassie has gone to rehab more than once, okay? But ultimately, who knows? That could have been what kept Cassie there. Her being addicted to the drugs and Diddy being the man, having as much access to it, not only just with Diddy, having as much access to the people who can get it for her. You see what I'm saying? Maybe the lifestyle is what kept her around. I don't know. But Carrie did a good job. Now I want to fast forward. To the guy. Let me get him on here. What's his name? James. And if I miss something, I'll come back tomorrow and discuss it. His name, David James is his name. So David James is the assistant. They said he was a good witness as well. Now, according to Armand, they say he bust out crying in the first 5 minutes. I don't know how true this is. But ultimately, David James, Diddy's ex-assistant, says he called Cassie young and moldable. Says Cassie told him she couldn't leave because Sean controls my life. In court, Diddy's former assistant, David James, testified that from 2007 to 2009, Sean Diddy Combs had 5 girlfriends at the same time. Kim Porter, Sarah, Tyra, Yana, and Cassie. I didn't know about these other girls. James said his first conversation with Cassie was on Star Island, where she told him this lifestyle is crazy. When he asked why she didn't leave, Cassie allegedly responded, Sean controls my life, my music. He pays for my apartment. James added that Diddy once said, I have Cassie right where I want her. She's young and moldable. Let me say this. I believe that part. This is why I be looking at people crazy when they be wanting to get these rich men and be stay-at-home moms. Girl, you don't understand the level of control you about to be under. Cassie was controlled by Diddy because he did pay for the apartment. If he owns everything and you have to go to him for everything, you're probably going to be beholden to him. And I think that that's what happened. If she wanted to leave, she couldn't, because if she leaves with nothing. Because when she did finally leave, she had to go move in with her mammy. Her and her husband. So I do believe he had her locked up and locked down like that. AUSA, did Mr. Combs have girlfriends then? David James, Kim Porter, Sarah, Tyra, Yana, and Cassie. AUSA, what was your first conversation with Cassie? David James, we were on Star Island. Carrie Morgan was there too. Cassie said the lifestyle is crazy. David James, I asked her, why don't you leave? She said, Sean controls my life, my music. He pays for my apartment. AUSA, next conversation. David James, it was about her music, but the album never came out. AUSA, did you overhear or did you overheard a conversation? David James, yes. David James, Mr. Combs said, Kim is my queen, out in LA with my friends. He said, I have Cassie right here where I want her. She's young and moldable. I believe it. This is the thing. Cassie thought, like I told y'all the other day, Cassie thought if I get on here and freak myself out and let him smut me out like a dog, he's going to fall in love with me. He's going to see that I'm down for him and we're going to be together. That just wasn't the case. That was all in Cassie's head. Diddy already had his life set up. He had the one he loved, Kim. He had the one who do his freak offs, Cassie. He probably had Gina, who was another girl they said she was highly jealous of. Carrie actually admitted that Cassie is extremely jealous of Gina. That's the Asian girl who went on Tasha K. But he got Gina to do whatever fun stuff he got. He got all his people lined up for what it is he needs in his life. Cassie will forever have always been a flipper. Now, he loves the flipper. He was in love with the flipper at a point. And he cares about his flipper. Now, that's very, very important because most niggas don't care about their flippers like that. But he happened to fall in love with his flipper because they've been together 10 plus years. However, she would have remained a flipper. I don't see a world any day where Diddy would have said, I'm going to present this girl to the world as my wife. I just don't see it. Especially knowing that everybody in the industry probably done had a turn. I just didn't see it. But in Cassie's mind, Cassie thought that she had a chance at being something more to Diddy when she had no clue that that was never going to happen. That's why he had no problem with upping Young Miami and getting Young Miami up here and getting her life up. You feel what I'm saying? This is why Diddy had zero issues with upgrading Young Miami. Not only did he not have any issues upgrading Young Miami being the young girl that she is and being the girl who bought her paper and her coin, Young Miami had no problem with showing up to the award shows, go Poppy, go, I love you, on the doggone podcast talking about we go together real bad, tell them how long you could go for, oh, I like to be peed on, because Young Miami understood the assignment, bitch, I am here for a good time, not a long time. I'm here to get this coin. So when y'all see him taking Young Miami shopping, just like Cassie, Probably because she had pee in her mouth choking on it the night before too. Allegedly. I don't know. But Young Miami was different from Cassy. Number one, she probably wasn't as much of an addict. Number two, she's with the Shiz Na'e, and she has her own independent career that Diddy can mooch off of as well. Because remember, Young Miami, when they first got together, was lit. She was relevant. Diddy was the old man celebrity. So a Young Miami puts Diddy back in the mouths of the younger folks. But Young Miami didn't give a damn. Young Miami was a hood girl who used to dealing with hood niggas with money, and Young Miami understood the assignment. Bitch, I'm about to pull up on this nigga. Me and my friends, y'all can come on. We gonna go get on a yacht. If I need to go freak off with the nigga, oh well, gonna go freak off. Gonna go let the nigga put everything in every hole I got, and then right after that, I'm gonna have somebody get on the doggone ones and twos, get the phone out, videotape, and catch me in the mall acting bad. And bitch, I'ma walk out with my Chanel, with my Louis, with my this and my that. The hoes gonna be mad. They not gonna know that I'm really over here letting niggas skeet off in my face. But it don't matter because them hoes will let them do it too. All they gonna see is I got this billionaire nigga Diddy, and this nigga taking care of everything I got. Everything I got on, he pays for, bitch. He takes care of my churn, my friends, my travel, my this, my that. Girl, I'm winning. Young Miami is a hood bitch playing the game. You think Young Miami give a fuck about getting peed on? She done got peed on for less. Girl, Young Miami look like a bitch that'll let a nigga pee on her for love. Bitch, for millions of dollars? What's up? Remember, Diddy gained something off of being with Young Miami just as she off of him. Diddy is an old man in the industry when he gets with Young Miami. Young Miami and JT have the ear to the streets. So this is a mutual related benefit for both of them because guess what? She gets to say, I'm with this old ass billionaire nigga who take me shopping, buy me whatever I want, keep money in my pocket, take care of my churn, my friends, my mama, my daddy, my family, my this, that, and the third. And he gets to say, I'm back on the tongues of these young hoes because I'm with Young Miami. And they gonna ask Young Miami, girl, who is that? And then we gonna all, as the old bitches in the bike, be like, girl, that's Diddy. Oh, okay. And let me say this too. It seems to me that he was trying to somewhat maybe possibly help Cassy's career because he did make her the lead singer of Dirty Money. He put them two bald head black hoes behind in the background and made Diddy the girl. Made Cassy the girl. But he couldn't do with Cassy what he could have done with Young Miami. It's giving Young Miami do her little tooting, do her little drugs, little ying party favors, whoop-de-whoop. But it gives me when it comes down to Young Miami putting boots to the ground and making sure the business is handled. Young Miami gonna make sure the business is handled. Young Miami don't give me she putting a freak off in front of her bag and her coin. It's given to me. Cassy gets high and don't give a damn about nothing and puts her freak off in front of everything. Cassy in Miami were different. He could do more with Young Miami. She's less of a liability. Young Miami in this case is less of a liability than Cassy. Cassy got the addict going on. Cassy keep cheating. I don't know when this bitch gonna get up on the next nigga. You feel what I'm saying? She keep running away. I keep having to put hands and feet on this bitch. I am of the belief, and somebody said this before, and I was like, I don't know. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I really am of the belief that Young Miami had a different Diddy than Cassy had. It was two completely separate situations. Yes, similar actions, but separate situations. So when y'all was sitting up there, myself included, laughing at Young Miami, you duck, goose, you up there with a sign saying, go Poppy, and he on stage talking about how he loved and miss Cassy. Girl, the only stupid ones is the ones who out here getting peed on and choked up for free. Because, baby, Young Miami saying, girl, whatever, go Poppy. Because, see, when we leave here, another deposit is coming to my account. While you broke hoes, go over there and be broke with your dignity. I know girls like Young Miami. That's about they bag. Young Miami feel like you hoes go be broke with your dignity. I'm going to go over here to the stove with my thousands and millions, bitch. Yay. It was just different girls. Young Miami seemed like a very sheltered girl. I mean, not Young Miami. Cassie seemed like a very sheltered girl. Young Miami been outside in these streets. Young Miami is the type of bitch who looked like she was messing with the coolest drug dealer in the neighborhood from the beginning. That nigga had millions of dollars. The nigga she was fucking with out the hood. That nigga had money. Diddy ain't the most money, but he ain't the first nigga she ever ran across with money. So Young Miami knew what to do. And she played her part. And don't believe for 1 second that she completely abandoned Diddy. If you believe that Young Miami completely abandoned Diddy, you a new age fool. She did not completely abandon Diddy. She just laying low like the rest of everybody. She laying low to this go left. You feel what I'm saying? To this go somewhere else. Period, point blank. Now before we get out of here, let's look into the people, some of the people that he paid to go get Cassie, to smash Cassie. Now let's really be clear about this, because Diddy is like me with his taste. I don't give a damn what the nigga look like. I don't give a damn what the nigga look like, bitch. You might see me with a nigga look like Freddy Krueger today and Jason Voorhees tomorrow, bitch. He treat me good and he be putting money in my pocket. So when I see this list of men that he had smashing on Cassie, I said, oh, he like me. We don't give a damn what the nigga look like. What that do, okay? So apparently all these niggas had big old, okay, allegedly. Indeed, here's a list of the men that Cassie was over there. Jonathan Ivy. I ain't gonna lie, I probably let Ash get a little something. Brian, maybe. Unidentified, fantasy type tease. But Jonathan Ivy? Ew. Here's a list of the guys. As you can see, Diddy said, I ain't got no type. Big is the only thing that I like, basically. Yeah, the white dude is fine. Not Jonathan Ivy, though. Jake is a cutie. Greg look like he got a family at home. Greg look like he got a wife and kids. Greg look like a military nigga or a police ass nigga. Let's go down the line. Tony look like this ain't his first rodeo. Greg look like he got a wife and kids and he go to church on Sunday and he a police ass, military ass nigga, or he got a good ass job downtown and he ain't really supposed to be out here with that bullshit. He could get in trouble. Okay? Jake look like he is an escort. He look like a top dollar model escort. He still sell that pussy, but it don't matter. He do it for high dollar people. Johnny looks like Jermaine Jackson little brother. I don't know where they found Johnny. Johnny looked like him and Jermaine Jackson share jail. Girl, Johnny, you look so bad. Johnny, who was you there for, Cassie or Diddy? That's a question that I really have to ask. Jules look like he a criminal, but he down for whatever. Unidentified gives me model, but I'll F my way to the top to do what I gotta do because I want to be on the next Coca-Cola ad like Tyrese. Unidentified down here at the bottom look like they found him on the corner, and unidentified over here in the other corner look like he's a young free guy who likes to surf, but he don't mind surfing off in a little bussy every now and again too. Okay. Hollywood tease. And this nigga here. Now remember, they were saying that a lot of these dudes didn't stick around because they couldn't ejaculate because Diddy was there being weird. Could you imagine him in a corner? You into it? I don't care if you a man or a woman. Could you imagine you into it and you see a nigga in the corner going, bitch. Man, if you don't get this nigga up out of here, bro, nigga about to drive me up. But this nigga right here look like he probably put it down. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Muscle niggas don't be having much anyways. But neither here nor there. That's a list of the people, and this is what it is. As it pertains to this trial, this is only the beginning of week 2. We have 8 weeks of trial. So this is the beginning of week 2. I'm anxious to see who else comes up. The last 3 witnesses, the assistant, Carrie, who's the friend, the assistant, James, him, Carrie, who's the friend, Dawn completely just, Dawn, don't ever come back. And I hope they dismiss your lawsuit. On my mama, I hope they dismiss your lawsuit. Dawn, don't ever come back. But hopefully, like I said, that they try to bring this thing around to trafficking. So much so, so far, I've heard them mention things that kind of relate to trafficking, but I haven't seen the smoking gun. This is trafficking. Let's get them. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, we got the proof. Let's get them. We moving in. You feel me? Divine Empress, thank you for the super chat, says, good morning, Vu, Mods, and chat. Working the election today to try and get us some Acorn judges in office. Thank you. Have a wonderful day and hit the like button. Thank you for your service, Divine Empress, and thank you so much. Let's get the right Acorn judges in there, too, not just because they're Acorn. Because a lot of them be bought and paid for, honey. But thank you so much for your service. Z, thank you for the super chat. Why haven't we heard from Lauren London? Weren't her and Cassie BFFs? I know she knows, has seen something, of course. But Lauren London is laying low too. Listen, there are so many obvious witnesses that should have been on here, like Gene Deal, like get Jaguar lying ass up here. It's so many people that should have been here that are not here, and I question it. I question it a lot. You know what I mean? But you're right. Lauren London should be here because she was real close with Diddy, and she's real good friends, or was real good friends with Cassie. But they said Cassie can't keep a friend, honey. Sugar Shack, thank you for the super chat. Vu, what happened to Cassie's friend, the redhead lady who was speaking out at the beginning of all of this happening? Ooh, what's her name? Big Red. What's the girl name? The lady who had the really, really like fire engine red hair, she had a lot to say. She should be one of the people up here testifying as well. But one thing I noticed everybody have in common is everybody's agreeing that Diddy was physically abusive. But that's not what the trial is about. Tiffany Red, that's her name, Tiffany Red. Thank you, Medusa. Tiffany Red is her name. Yeah, you're right. She need to be here. Oh, Live Your Dreams. Thank you for the super chat, says Cassie is a damn line 304. She stayed there even when she could leave. It was all for money. She put her friend and others at risk for her greed, and now she's back for more money. Like I told y'all before, and Armand said the same thing I said the other day. Cassie is still in love with Diddy, and if she could go be with Diddy tomorrow, she would do it. I've been told y'all that from the beginning. Since y'all want to be running around here hollering Stockholm Syndrome and all that stuff, that's another way Stockholm Syndrome works. She will go back to Diddy today if he asked her to, especially if he beat all of this. Because Cassie even said if she could change it and go back and change all this, she said she wouldn't have taken the money. I feel like us as the public is setting ourselves up for a long, long, long time of hurt and disappointment, because we are putting so much stock into these quote unquote celebrities who really have something completely different going on behind the scenes. Y'all got to be strong. With that being said, y'all, I absolutely have to get off because I have to make an appointment. Shout out to everybody in the building. I hope you guys like the video. If you haven't already, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, or if you haven't subscribed already. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Hustle for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wah 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 wah. Lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo dog time to talk?
I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.